welcome to another episode of Just Daddin Podcast, impromptu version. It's your boy 95.
Your boy Stabs.
And we got with us,
Showing for real from the Dad Gang. You already know what it is.
we got the Dad Gang with us, man. We're gonna ask you guys a couple of questions and see how you guys are feeling out here, man.
Good.
Let's go kick it off, man.
First question on the move. What was your biggest fear about fatherhood before becoming a father?
Ooh, my biggest fear about fatherhood. Feeling inadequate. You know what I'm saying? Feeling like you're not gonna be as good as you need to be for the kid. You know what I'm saying? So I think women go through a phase where they're nesting and they're like trying to do the crib and get the place and all that. And I think for like a lot of women it comes naturally. So for me, my biggest fear was that I wasn't prepared. First, I think my second time around I wasn't. You know what I mean? My first time I wasn't really prepared to be a dad. So I thought I didn't have enough money, which wasn't the case. I thought I didn't have enough time. Of course, it's not the case. So things like that.
It never seems to be the case, but we make it do what it
Make the
do.
best out of the situation.
Absolutely.
Next question. How do you balance having children as a working man or when you reach starving?
How do I balance having children? I will say this about balance when it comes to fatherhood and a lot of different aspects of my life. I don't think there's a balance. I think I try to pour in 100% in whatever I'm doing at the time. You know what I'm saying? So when I leave it, I give 100% of me at the job. Now I'm home, I'm tapped in all the way. I'm playing, I'm like daddy mode. I'm not saying you forget the other modes that you need to be in, but it's like there's no real balance. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I might need to be a father a lot more than I need to be an entrepreneur. Sometimes I might need to be a spouse a lot more than, you know what I'm saying?
Right. It's not the balance, it's just basically what is
The fluidity. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be pliable. You gotta be able to move and like do what you need to do in every time, every situation.
And that makes a lot of sense, man. That's a skill you gotta have to learn because learning to dive in 100% of what you're doing at the time, because multitasking is not a real thing.
Right.
The brain is computed to do one thing at a time, so understanding that you're always that, being conscious of it is a great skill, right?
Absolutely.
Next question, right? What advice do you have for other fathers, whether they are going to be newer fathers or whether they're fathers who are out there, whatever it might be, you would have for them?
I would say for new dads, I would say take your time and enjoy the babies, right? You get a baby, 6 months, a year from now, they're a toddler. It goes so fast. You know what I'm saying? I remember, I think I'll say this too. Every old saying is true, dog. These are sayings for a reason. Like my parents just say all these things. Oh, take your time. The time goes by so fast. It wasn't until I saw my toddler, my baby girl now, who's 17. Now I miss when she was, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong, I love her as a 17-year-old, but it's a totally different. So now that I look at my younger kids now, I'm looking at my son at every age. Every year he gets older, and I'm just looking like, damn, I missed when he was 2, and he's only 4 now. He's only 5 now. So I would say be intentional with savoring moments. You're not gonna get them again. A lot of these moments for the kids, it's the first time doing it. Savor it. Play like a kid because it's also your second time around as a child. But now you're an adult, knowing I got so many Legos in my house now. I bought the most expensive Lego set, and my son can't even touch it. I'm telling you right now. Like,
how many Legos have you stepped on and cursed in the middle?
Oh my gosh! I mean, who can count that? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a Lego head. You know what I'm saying?
Lose it after the first one.
But yeah, no, at first I'm like, yo, I was buying his toys and I started tapping in and realizing like, yo, this is my second time to be a kid too. You know what I'm saying? So like, enjoy those moments.
Yeah, I agree. I never even heard it that way. It's the second time being a kid with your children.
And I got money.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And time what you want to buy,
I
right?
looked at that.
All right, and last question, right? As a father, what has been your proudest moment?
Oh man. When you teach a lesson to your kid without you realizing you taught him a lesson because it was based on example. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of mannerisms that my kids do. And every time I see it, and I realize, like, I never told him how to say that, but he's doing it because I did it.
Yeah.
I think those are my proudest moments. You know what I'm saying? There's those things that you really don't think, you really don't see that, you notice you're doing it. But you leave an impression, the example, the way you move, the way you do things, like, they watch it and they learn it.
Yeah, they sponge.
Yeah, they sponge it. So when I know I'm living right, I know I'm living right. I feel good now in my space. I feel where I'm at fatherhood wise. Just as a man, I feel like I'm in a good space. So I know my kids are downloading. You know what I'm saying? The information.
That's great because like I watch like my son who's like my shadow, bro. Like I trip over him so much when I'm in the house, and I watch the way he says things like please and thank you and okay, and he'll go and sit down with his food, and he just watch. He's just they absorb everything. So I'm much more conscious of the way that I am around people and how I interact with people, and the way that I talk to his mom and his sister, because he's just gonna pull those things the same way my daughter is like now. Like just today, I was gonna have to open her first bank account, and she's gonna have her first summer youth job at 15. Like, so I know like when she goes to interviews, when she works, she's gonna be a prime example.
Oh yeah, you'd be surprised what these kids are downloading, right? My 17-year-old, as we get older, you know, their style changes, right? So by him, I wasn't always buying her Jordans, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll give her something else, but now I gotta buy her the Jordans too.
Yeah, or what she wants.
Right, but in teaching her lessons, I'm telling her like, yo, real talk, I work for Balenciaga. I'm not buying you, but you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, you gotta work up to that. She's such a beast. She sees how I move. And she's like, all right, cool. Daddy's not gonna give me the money. He said he'll supplement. There's always supplementing. He'll supplement my money or if I do some work too. Shorty opened her own little nail salon situation. She got a little booth. She's only 17. Showing me hustling. You know what I'm saying? So I know what she got in her. And it's because I told her, I'm like, listen, everything I want, I'm gonna get it because I know I'm gonna work for it and get it. It just is what it is. Whatever you want, you can get it.
Yeah.
You just gotta find a way to make it happen. Legally, of course.
Right.
But make it happen. And now
That's
no
dope.
Balenciagas.
All right, well, you guys, this has been another dope episode of Just Daddin. You know what I'm saying? The Just Daddin podcast, you know, formerly known as Just Daddin and stuff. We got the Dad Gang, Mr. Sean Williams with us. We'll be at the Father's Day march.
Real quick. For you fathers, like he said, be present. You know, in the moment. Don't live in the past. Don't live in the future. Be in the moment with your children because the present goes faster than any of those things.
Yep.
So be intentional when you're around. Be sure that you're paying attention to your kids, the new fathers and the fathers that are and the fathers to be. Always be present with your children in the moment in time. Don't lose focus on what's going on like everybody else pretty much.
Yeah.
Enjoy every moment.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, fathers to be, and those that we've lost. Appreciate and love you all. Peace.
Appreciate y'all.
Peace, y'all.